Well, good morning, Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and today is October the 1st, Wednesday, at approximately 11:40 a.m., and we're going to do a straight razor shave, and I've got just a little over 48 hours, a little over 2 days worth of whiskers on my face, and I've got another little project razor going on. I say project, but you'll see what I mean here in a minute. The last 2 or 3 shaves were with the Dovo Bismarck. Did a couple of refreshes on it. I'm finding myself finally having a little more spare time and in cooperation with my wife, slowing down a little bit, doing less outside hard yard work, and more what really I want to do. She's working. I can watch movies. I can do some honing, and that's kind of the direction I want to go, is because it's been a long time, very long time, since I've taken my razors in order and sequence and rotation and have done a thorough refresh and or honing, and that's kind of the direction I'm wanting to go. And I've got 60, 70 razors that I want to do that with and get them all like what I've done for the last with the Bismarck and what I've done now. The razor we're going to use today is this German-made Backel 1-inch 8/8, and it's just a beautiful razor. I love the shoulder setup right here on this. The edge is now phenomenally sharp, and it wasn't too bad before, but like the Bismarck, I had a shave. I'm thinking to myself, I can get more out of that. And this was originally honed, it was originally honed up on a my Conical A, but I moved it over to my Zulu Gray, and I did a pretty thorough refresh on it day before yesterday, and here it is, my Zulu Gray. And I've had brief conversation with Eric, the Cajun Blade, because he reestablished a relationship with the guy who took over the Zulu Gray market after it laid dormant for and even in disrepair, may I say, from the fellow proprietor, previous proprietor. But I bought this, and this is the name of the guy at the Perfect Edge in Massachusetts, and that's Howard Schechner. I couldn't remember his name on the last video, but Howard Schechner, and I had that load up to Salem, Massachusetts, and stopped and saw him on the way in for an afternoon, and just had a delightful time. Not there long after, bought this stone from Howard, and it's just been he was supposed to be, Howard, based upon his relationship with the former proprietor, he was supposed to be the exclusive distributor of the Zulu Gray in North America, or maybe it was just the U.S., but whatever. That former proprietor, as we all know, if you've paid much attention to the Zulu, because about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, the Zulu Gray on the forums, and one in particular that I was engaged with, were really quite big fans of this stone. And I'm starting to branch out. I'm a couple of years into the hobby. I am getting into the cauticles in the Arkansas translucent hard black. And so this seemed like a suitable, adequate alternative albeit in my mind, some experimental, because it didn't have a long history and it had just jumped on the market, but it was inexpensive. And that's what led me to, one of the things that led me to buy this stone. But this is equally as dense and heavy. I dare say that the gravity on this thing is just off the charts. And it's so heavy, equal to, if not greater than, the Arkansas stones, specific gravity, weight, etc., etc. So I'll set this aside. But that batch, that my Zulu Gray comes from that first go around that I'm acquainted with in the United States with the Zulu Gray, and comes from that batch comes from the first proprietor in South Africa who produced those stones and then shipped this one along with however many others to Howard Schechner, and that's where I bought mine, from Howard Schechner, Perfect Edge. And he's still going too, but he's not nearly as, I won't say popular, but wide-reaching as he once was, it seems to me, because I just don't hear much about him. All right, anyway, the soap for this morning is going to be Barbershop by Sterling Soap Company, and one of the mainstays, one of the foundation blocks of the Sterling Soap Company is the Barbershop. Oh yeah, quite nice. And then my brush is the 28 millimeter QED Select Manchurian Silver Tip Badger, and it's just a lovely brush. And so let's get on with the show, get on with the shave. And I'm getting a little low. I can see the bottom of the jar through the soap. And so it may be time for a new puck here for very long. I could probably buy one and stick it on top of this here now that I've got, but I've got so many soaps, you know, so many soaps. I did not have a shower this morning. I did have one last night after my day's worth of working on the front yard, getting the weeds all cut down, and all right, we'll go with that. When I have my beard well hydrated, and I have had it soaking my beard in a hot cloth before the video started. And so I did do a refresh on this Backle razor a couple days ago after that first shave with it. And so the second shave after the refresh was just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful, smooth as silk. Beautiful scent on the soap. And I'll complement this with the Panade Barbershop, or the Panade Original. All right, I think we're good right there. All right, let's go with the backle. Soligen, nice little gold work on the face of the blade. I can't read it. Soligen vertebrate. Sorry. All right, here we go. Wonderful, wonderful. I get some nice, smooth, easy listening music. Relaxing. Now, I've always said about the Zulu Gray, when it's working at peak performance, that it is, in my opinion, easily as good, produces an edge easily as sharp and crisp. And it is a crisp stone. It's not what you might call a smooth stone, like a conical. Equal to a Shapton Glass 30,000 in producing both polish and crisp edge. It produces a fantastic edge. Now, Eric, the Cajun Blade, picked up some of those Zulu gray stones from the new proprietor, and he worked them for a while, and I'd have to go back and look at those videos again to see what his conclusions were, but I've not seen him pick those stones back up. And so I don't know if that's because he wasn't that particularly impressed with them, if he had other things more important to do moving on, and that's fine. All right. So far, very good. Now, my wife and I are making plans. We were talking last night and this morning about going fishing on Saturday. And we were talking about some of the locations. We're going to go to Lake Livingston State Park, which is south of our location, but on the Lake Livingston, of course. And so I'll have a shave today, probably a shave on Friday, go fishing on Saturday, and come back on Sunday with another shave. So that's kind of my shave calendar for the remainder of the weekend, coming weekend. Maybe. We shall see. Things have a way of altering. But I've been running in my yard work. I have been running 2 burn barrels, big 55-gallon drum barrels. Cutting down little pine, about an inch and a half. And they're just a pain in the butt to deal with. They get up to about, 25, 30 feet. And I literally have hundreds of them. And I've got to push them back to the edge of the property as best I can. Make sure they don't hit anything when they come down. My house, the neighbor's house, and there's only one other neighbor on this street, which I can't tell you how much I love that. And so I cut, and then there's so much dense fallen wood already as well. So I've got several large trees, pine trees that have fallen on the property, and they've just gotten all matted up, clustered up with other debris that is kind of snarled in with them. And so on the one side, on the south side of my house, I have the one big tree that is fallen and snarled up. There was a hurricane that went through here, no, tornado that went through here a couple years ago. And the signs and evidence of it are plain to this day. And so I'm trying to clean out all that fallen debris. So there's quite a bit of open space underneath. If I get all that cleaned out, it's going to open up the yard nicely. So as best as I can, I just get a hold of a piece and start pulling on it till it frees itself up. Otherwise, I'll cut it at some particular point with the chainsaw. And I've been stacking up all that cut wood on the south side of the house. Oh, out a few yards, not right on top of I'd say about 10, 20 yards out from the actual back side, the south side of the house. And then all of those pieces, I've got pieces of log in there that are, 6 to 9 inches in diameter, but they could be 20, 30 feet long. and I got to cut those down so they'll fit inside the burn barrel. And so I try to keep that just enough wood in there, especially at night or in the late afternoon, that it will burn smoldering overnight without causing any fuss or big flame up. And I'll tell you, I had a nice little lesson in that a few nights ago too. Right at dusk, I loaded up the barrel heavily, and there was a big flame up almost until about the time we went to bed at 9 o'clock. And that was a little unnerving. We didn't want to go to bed until that flame had sufficiently died down below the level of the top of the barrel. And then yesterday, I spent most of the day, in addition to keeping the fire going and the burn barrel going, cleaning out, cutting back the right and the left sides of the driveway so it would look moderately appealing for a country property. Coming along quite nicely. No, I just been working very hard on the property, and when I do, of course, heavy perspiration and drink lots of water, but I always get cramps just before I go to bed. And of course they hurt. And sometimes they're bad enough that I've got to take some muscle relaxers that I have. You may remember when I had my kidney stone scare in late March, that night I went to the hospital emergency room. They gave me some prescription muscle relaxers. And I had to take one last night. But I'm drinking water, and I'm drinking Gatorade, and I'm drinking, I don't even know what an electrolyte is, but they say they have them in those drinks. Oh, that feels so nice. All right, we're getting ready to set up for our third pass against the grain. Pass. All right. Let's wash it off and see what it looks like, and do some touch-up strokes on the sideburns and on the cheeks. Somewhere on the weekend, I'll probably do a haircut with the clippers. That feels fantastic. All right. I'm probably going to cut it right here and do my head shave later, probably tonight or when I do my shower, because I've got a full day of work ahead and I will be perspired by then. So I'll see you down the road. Thank you for joining me. That's it. Bye.